very much. Well, I done the press conference, but I thought it was just to have an interface with the media. As it is, I've not prepared any text, so let me put it on record. But I felt, since I was coming for this conference, and we have a national program, and I'm coming to Kano State, which is a very powerful hub in our agricultural calendar for ecosystem. I felt it is important that we shed more light on this program itself. So let me say this very clearly, that since we came on board, I don't know, it's like I think that your people are not ready. Because if I'm talking and you are gesticulating, definitely you are distracting me.
We are ready, sir.
I want you to be ready so that. Okay.
Sir.
All right. So, what I'm saying is that since you came on board, you all recall that the number one challenge President Bola Tinubu GCFR met has to do with food insecurity. Price of food stuff was high. People are not able to afford food, and there was a lot of crisis. And in July 2023, he declared a state of emergency. And since then, as a ministry, we've gone to work, bringing in several interventions, all designed to see how we can tackle the issue of food insecurity. But what is important that I would like to share is, it's not just there is fire and everybody is running at that center. What we have done is to sit down and ask some critical questions. Why are we where we are? What is the problem? And in providing answers to this question, one of the critical issues that stared us in the face is our land. Yes, record has shown, even though our statistics, yes, it's still also another problem, and we're trying to see how we can fix that. Many statistics will tell you, some will say we have 73, some will tell you 70 hectares of idle land. But whichever figure you want to use, what is important is that we are not using up to half of our idle land to farm. And even where we are using, what is the result? What is the picture? The picture is that if you compare our yield of many of our food staples, our yields are still low when you compare it with either West Africa or even African average. If you take maize, for example, there are people who are making upward of 10, 12, 13 tons, or even more. Some are even talking about 22. But here we are, our farmers are battling with 3, 4, those that are very good, 5 tons per hectare. You take rice, it's the same thing. A number of countries are having 11,000, 10,000, 9,000 tons per hectare. Here we are still battling those that will tell you they're going higher, maybe 6 tons. Otherwise, the average is about 3.7, 3.5 or even 4 tons per hectare. Now, if our farmers who are interested in farming have to make impact, how do we help them? Yes, we have programs where government will give fertilizer to farmers, give agrochemicals to farmers, give pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, fungicides, all types of agrochemicals to support farmers, either before they plant or as they are planting or even after planting and so on and so forth. But all of this, is it giving us the desired result? Not as much as we want to. There is progress. So I'm not saying there is no progress. There is progress. But can't we do better than that? So the challenge here is that while we are going to solve the immediate, short-term, pressing, emergency issues, we must put in place a measure that will take us out of this problem for good. So as a ministry, right from the beginning, we charge the Department of Agriculture and Climate Change Management Services to go and look at the farmers' soil health scheme as a national program. And the program was designed. We started the work, but we needed to also talk to stakeholders. And I recall last year, September, if I'm not mistaken, there was a national stakeholders workshop that was held there in Kano. I remember this because that's about the time I lost my dad. I was supposed, but I couldn't make it because I had to travel. But we also did the southern one. Now, what is this farmers' soil health scheme? This soil health scheme is designed to provide direct support to farmers in a manner that will support our farmers to be more productive, to have better yields. And the classical example I would always like to make is, it's now common knowledge for our farmers that if you go to hospital, even if it's the basic health clinic in our local towns and villages, most of the time they are giving referral to go to a laboratory to go and do a test that will check their blood and everything. Some they will go for scanning. And my first engagement as a politician of this was when somebody told me she has gone for scanning. And I was lost. Only for me to realize the person was talking about scanning. But what is all of this? All of this is for the health professional to see what exactly is the problem. So, soil, where we do our agriculture, they are also living things. They have life. But over the years, due to degradation, due to overusage, due to poor management practices, many of our soils have lost their fertility. They are not as fertile as they are. And many of our farmers know this. In those days when there was land, the moment the farmer sees that the fertility of the soil is going down, it changes. That's what we call shifting cultivation. But today, with population explosion, land is becoming very scarce. How many farmers have that land that will enable them to do shifting cultivation? They are not able to do that. So how do we provide solution? This and many other issues is what led us into coming with the National Farmers Soil Health Scheme. And this scheme, like I said, will help us to support farmers with laboratory analysis of their farms. Samples will be taken. That way, a typical farmer will know what is the type of fertilizer I'm supposed to apply. What is the type of crop that will grow there? It's not that you just say, I want to farm, you just see land, and then you just go there, begin to plow, do these things and everything, and you plant. You come back, you are expecting it to grow, it's not growing. You go and buy fertilizer, you come and add. Rather than the fertilizer helping it to grow, the crop is getting burnt. This is the experience of some of our farmers. So our take is that we have to get our farmers to be supported, and if this is done, it will achieve the following. Farmers will become more efficient. It means they will be able to use little resources and get more out of their efforts. The situation where a farmer is going to use, say, maybe 10 bags of fertilizer, and as a result of this, he realizes that that land does not require pay. We've saved the loss of 7 fertilizer because of soil fertilizer. And in applying, you will tell him when and how to apply. All of this will help the farmer to achieve efficiency, which means he's using little, but he's going to gain more. But also, it will reduce the pollution of our soil and water system. Because indiscriminate use of fertilizer, when it is leached down, goes into the water table, and then with this era of people taking water from all kinds of sources, including even boreholes, the moment there is contamination, you will not even know. And in many instances, we've seen that contaminations of this nature are the ones that lead to people suffering ailments or disease conditions that cannot even know what is happening to them. And the next thing is all kinds of sorcery, witchcraft will be attributed to different people. When in the recent, this is the problem. But you see, the way I've described it now, it's not easy for you to just see at the surface. But we know experts have given us this knowledge, and different countries have applied this knowledge to better the condition of their farmers. So the question is, why not Nigerian farmers? And I think that is why we are here with the National Farmers Soil Health Scheme. And we started this program with engagement coming from below because we want it to be a bottom-up program. We want farmers to own it. And I think we have worked with all the various groups. The farmers groups are part of it. And at the end of the day, our intention is that all the 774 local governments, there are activities so that farmers can get access from their local government areas. So this is what we intend to do. We are planning to launch this before in this couple of, I don't know exactly when, so I don't want to say anything now that I will be held accountable for. I like to see the truth the way it is, and I'll stand by the truth as I say it. Whatever I've said there is exactly what we're doing, and our intention is that at the end of the day, this test will be available to farmers as government's contribution to support their productivity. And I believe when we work together with other partners, stakeholder groups, we'll be able to achieve better effect. We're here in the Center for Soil and Agriculture by University. They are also a very good platform, and I believe, of course, in the course of developing this program, they will have roles to play. And of course, the director is here. We're taking note of all of these opportunities that we are getting as a result of the interface that we are getting. At the end, what is our target? Our target is the Nigerian farmer. And here, it is not like any other thing. If you don't have the farm, you can't go and bring the soil from your home. And one will test it for you, say you want to go and plant. No. It is for farms and for farmers. And I want to urge Nigerian farmers to embrace this and to ensure that when it starts, they are able to access it and ensure that it benefits from what it is designed to do. Right now, we are doing the pilot, and the pilot result is what we intend to make available so that we will be able to get Mr. President to launch it. He has given his blessing for this program, and I'm convinced with reasonable doubt that where this program was implemented, farmers were able to get better yield and so better productivity. That is the first one. But let me say also, complementing this is even the mechanization scheme. The federal government mechanization scheme is on course. We have about 3 to 4 mechanization programs that are already at advanced stage. Just recently, about 3 weeks ago, we signed the Green Imperative Project, which is a project between the government of Nigeria and the government of Brazil, but it is going to be private sector driven and government enabled. So we started the process, and this itself is designed also to support the Nigerian farmer to be more productive, to reduce the cost of production, if good land management practices are put in place, it will reduce cost of production. It will reduce the rate at which you do weeding. It is because of poor land management practices that all kinds of goods are able to have their way, and the farmer ends up using chemicals of different nature, contributing to its high cost of production. So this program, the Green Imperative Project, is also designed to reduce the cost of production for farmers, but at the same time ensure that there is quality of the food. So good seeds, improved agronomic practices will also be injected. But what is important here is that the 774 local government areas will become the hub of agricultural production. I talked about the soil health scheme having a base there. The Green Imperative is also having a base there. The Farmer Service Center is having a base there. And the reason for this is that every single local government in this country is unique in its own right. There are local governments that what they can produce, some other local governments may not be able to produce it. So if you concentrate and look at this, then we'll be able to support the genuine farmers. And I'm saying this with a lot of pain in my heart because I've been in this system for up to 3 decades. From when I was a civil servant, when I became a member of the National Assembly, and now a Honourable Minister in charge of agriculture and food security. Now, one thing I can say clearly is that the genuine farmers out there, even as they listen to me, I know the question you ask, will it come to us? Will it get to us? Because in many of the programs we've done before, portfolio farmers, those who will sit down in the AC room, create farmlands on their paper, and take it up and say they want to have access to what we're doing. We are aware. Myself and my brother, the civil secretary, we know about this problem. We are fully aware. And we have the same mindset. So we are aligned, we are convinced that we have to find a way to stop it. That is why we are not having genuine data. When you ask for data in agriculture in Nigeria, you get different data. That also is in the way of one of the problems we want to solve. Very soon, we are putting in place a structure and we are going to come up with a robust data that we can rely and depend on. But let me add this. Nigerian farmers also have to help themselves. In your organization, we know you have your bodies, but please take interest in what your bodies are doing. Because in some of the programs in the past, the representative of farmers are the ones who cheated the farmers, who cheated the government, and all of us are paying the price. So I want to tell you, for us in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCF, our President and Commander-in-Chief, we want to remove all fraudulent practices so that the Nigerian farmer will get whatever the President wants us to do to support their family. In many instances, when we interact with him, his question is, what is in it for the Nigerian farmer? How are you going to protect the Nigerian farmer? That's the question he always asks us. And so, we are totally convinced that we need to protect the Nigerian farmers. We have to support the Nigerian farmers. And by the way, we are one of the best farmers. This much I know. And that's why you go around our towns and villages. Today is Tuesday, isn't it? I'm sure there is a town in which today is their market. And if you go there and see the number of trailers and vehicles coming to load their food, then you understand that yes, there are Nigerian farmers who are very good. And some of them never even get the support we are talking about. But it doesn't stop them from farming. So we are very serious about this. And I thought, having come to this state, a state in which agriculture is what they breathe, as much as they also breathe commerce. But we believe if we do the right thing, the agriculture in this country can feed this nation so that the vision of the president that he desires a nation where no one goes to bed hungry can be attained. And I am calling on all of us to do just that. The conference of the Soil Science Society of Nigeria is all designed also to support, to provide technical knowledge and technical know-how and even organization as this program is unfolded. are the soil scientists, it's their department that is housing within the ministry, and most of the staff who will handle this project are members of the Soil Science Society. So perhaps let me add here that for the president and other executives, if we found anybody doing fraudulent practice, please give us assurance that you have a disciplinary procedure to ensure that your members do not bring fraud into this program. They should give results based on exactly what it is. Give advice based on exactly what it is. At the end, it is the Nigerian farmer that stands to benefit. But remember, that is because it's the Nigerian farmer that is doing the work. But who are the beneficiaries? All of us in this room. Because if today we go without food, tomorrow there is no food. I doubt if many now will call all these journalists and ask them to assemble and they will come. I'm sure there is one that will say, Madam, you know, hunger has no respect for anybody. It does not respect anybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I should share this with you because our country is in need of this kind of programs. And we need massive cooperation and understanding to execute this. Maybe many of us here are having fun, but many of us here are not really farmers. Maybe we are just trying our luck to do something. But the real farmer will be in the farm 24/7. And they are the ones that are in large numbers. That's why we have some guaranteed supply. But is it enough? With an increasing population? By 2050, our population is being projected to get about 450 million. So it means there is pressure on land, requiring that we do what? We increase the yield per hectare. And that is where this program comes in, and that is where this program is very significant. And like I said earlier, no farmer, no nation. But no soil, no farmer. Even if you say you are doing hydroponic, it is the component of what the soil has that you extracted and you are putting in a medium to put in a place like this. So don't say soilless. It's just that was soilless agriculture. It's just is it a euphemism or what do you call it? But truly, euphemism they call it, isn't it? But the reality is that you have just removed what is supposed to be in the soil and put it in the medium and you make it available to what you do. It's just like you are doing tube farming, isn't it? Somebody is sick, he cannot eat. And they used to put the food through his mouth, he must eat. Isn't it? Because what to keep him alive. So these are part of it, and you know we're going to get more of this. The one they call the control environment agriculture, isn't it? The control environment agriculture is going to become more and more. But we need to understand the nature of soil, if that has been successful. So let me leave this at this point. But to add that in the ministry, we are looking at all facets of agriculture. We believe youth have to be supported. So we have programs designed to target the youth. The mechanization schemes are all designed to target the youth. Because the youth are tired of who are partners. But if they have the kind of tractors we are bringing in now, combined harvesters that are digitally enabled, they can connect through Bluetooth, listen to their favorite songs, or even listen to Kiraat, or listen to Tafsir, or whatever, while they are doing their work. You know, radio is part and parcel of farming ecosystem. So, technology that are coming now are having those kind of solutions. And we also believe post-harvest is a major thing. We are having programs designed to reduce post-harvest losses. We also believe we need to train farmers. And so, if you don't train your farmers, don't expect them to perform wonders. New technology requires new capabilities, new skills. So there's so much we're doing within the ministry, even though I try to isolate the idea of why I'm in Kano, which is the major aspect that is the soil health program that we're having. But I want to yield at this point. point so that if there is any question or clarification,